Officer, I want to thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. And tell Sergeant Corey I said thanks, please. Give me a try.
Where are the police here?
Oh, I had him go over the whole place.
They did last night from top to bottom.
I know that. But when Lisa came home, she had an impression of the killer. She felt his presence out on the balcony.
You should have called me.
That's sweet. But I did double security. Besides which, I thought you'd be dreaming to the tune of the Tennessee Waltz.
Are you kidding? I've been up before 6.
Then why weren't you here for the lunch crowd? Where's your uniform, anyway?
It's hanging up. In my closet. I told you last night I'm leaving.
Right. I forgot. We did celebrate that, didn't we?
I'm going through the classifieds looking for something under photography, so it's now time to hit the streets.
Oh, no. Wait, okay?
Look, it was great, but it's time to move on.
Well, just wait 1 second, because I have something in mind for you.
What are you trying to do to me?
What? Are you all right?
I'm up the creek is what I am.
The IRS, what do they want with you?
Everything. My life, my blood. Everything but my dental records. And maybe by next week they'll want them.
What happened?
Your being alive really upset their computer.
Hey, I filed a return.
Mm-hmm. But dead people don't usually pay their taxes. For 17 years, the IRS has thought that Mary McKinnon's no longer with us. And I've filed as a single. Now, whoop, you're resurrected.
I filed a return.
Mm-hmm. And their computer blew a fuse, and zillion little bells went bling, bling, bling. Whammo, I got that. The IRS doesn't understand our living arrangement.
Well, we'll just have to explain it to them.
I'd love to hear you explain it to them. But they don't want an explanation, Mary. What they want is an audit.
Oh, that's bad, isn't it?
Bad isn't the word.
So what are we going to do?
Tijuana's nice this time of year.
Oh, come on. It's not that serious. Is it?
Well, if you don't want to make a run for the border, you and I are going to have to make some very serious decisions.
About what?
We can't ignore it anymore, at least not from the legal point of view.
And what are you talking about?
In the eyes of the law, we're still man and wife. So we're going to have to decide whether we want to be married or not.
Ah, you.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought you were having lunch with Felicia.
Well, I am. But you see, I like to have my dessert first.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, come right here.
Mm.
My compliments to the chef.
Mm. So why aren't you working in your office?
Oh, well, those phone calls got too much for me.
Oh, everyone knows you're back in town, huh?
Well, yeah. That and, I had other reasons.
What other reason?
Well, the primary one was a certain sexy lady.
Who is very married.
Oh, I know. Body and soul. And, I just thought maybe I could get close to her.
Well, I think maybe that could be arranged.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Just one moment. Hmm? See? No more phone calls. No more interruptions.
Well, what about...
Bridget has the day off. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And John? Who knows where John is?
Well, come here.
So you want to play house? Mm-hmm. Mm.
Out of here. Hey, John, wait a minute. I was looking for you. Where you been?
Out walking. Forgotten how big this place.
Well, look, I missed you this morning. I got up especially early so that we could have breakfast and talk.
Yeah, well, it's just sort of force of habit, I guess. I just don't sleep past dawn anymore.
Well, let's kind of funny, actually. You know, I used to have to kick you out of bed first thing in the morning.
Things change.
Hey, wait a minute, John, come on, let's talk, please.
About what?
About Mom, for one thing.
She looks good.
She doesn't look good.
And Michael means to say that she shouldn't be out at the farm.
What do you mean she shouldn't be out at the farm? It's her home.
Yeah, John, look, she's in no condition to run the farm anymore.
Well, then fine. Hire somebody to run it for you. You've obviously got the bucks.
That's not the point.
Well, what is the point?
The point is that she deserves a good life.
A good life?
Yeah. So we were thinking of, well, she's going to stay here while she recuperates, and then we were thinking of asking her to stay here permanently.
Oh, that good life. Oh, I see. You want her lying around here all day with the servants waiting on her hand and foot, and a box of cherry cordials at each elbow, is that it?
What is it with you, man? I mean, she's your mother. Doesn't she deserve a good life?
This isn't about Mom, and you know it.
Well, then what is it about? Why don't you tell me?
It's the same as always, Hotshot. It's about you pulling all the strings and calling all the shots. I guess I was wrong. Some things don't change.
You know something, John? We were thinking of selling the farm.
We? Does that include Mom, or does she not get a vote in this?
Of course. We wouldn't do anything against her wishes.
The farm is all she's ever known. She wouldn't be happy in a place like this.
I mean, she wouldn't be happy, John, or you wouldn't
I
be
thought
happy.
we were talking about her.
We are.
Look, the farm is like a damn monument to her, man. She's put her blood into the place. Now you just want to turn her out the door and say, hey, are you on your own?
Look, you're supposed to have feelings about this. I have a lot of feelings about this. We have a lot of memories tied up in that
Well,
farm.
I doubt we share the same memories.
Yeah, you had it real bad, didn't you?
I didn't say that.
Oh, you captain of the team and had your own car, got any girl in school
Look,
you
you
wanted.
don't know anything about me, Hotshot. You never did, and you don't now.
Well, why don't you tell me, John? Why don't you make me understand?
Because it doesn't make any difference.
Well, it does to me.
Why?
Because you're my brother. So why don't you tell me, John? Why don't you tell me why you did what you did? Why don't you tell me why you played dead for 20 years?
I told you.
Tell me again.
Because I didn't want to become a charter member of the Walking Wounded, that's why. All right? End of story.
Bull.
Look, if you don't want to believe me, that's your problem.
No, there's got to be more to it, John.
No, there doesn't have to be more. But I'm not about to stay around here long enough for it to make any difference.
Well, that's your choice, pal.
Now, that's the first smart thing you said yet.
I don't know why I bother with that guy.
Michael, honey, you just have to give him more time.
No, Donna, I should have just left him to rot in Singapore.
But, Michael, you couldn't have done that, and you know it.
He's got more to tell me, Donna. He's got to tell me the truth. I will hammer at him until he splits down the middle, but he is going to tell me the truth.
Looks like they're going to audit you here, Vince.
So, what do we do?
Well, maybe you could amend your return.
How would I do that?
There's a form you can file, but you're going to have to decide if you guys are married or single. That's probably why they came after you in the first place.
I sort of figured that out.
Didn't you explain it to them?
I thought I did.
What about you, Mom? Maybe they're after some back taxes. But then you were out of the country, you weren't working, so I'd assume you're probably okay.
Do you think that we should have filed a joint return?
Maybe, but that's the problem. See, both of you have your own property, your own money. This is nothing to fool around with. I really think you should talk to an attorney.
Looks like we don't have any choice.
What about Zach?
That's a good idea. I'll give him a buzz.
No problem. I got to talk to him anyways right now.
That's great. I'll bet Zach could be a big help.
Well, at least we won't have to give that IRS guy any apple pie.
Why not?
I smell it burning.
Glad you were here.
You haven't given yourself and Vince much thought, have you?
Sure. I've thought about it. Of course I have.
Mom, I don't think you're ready to deal with it right now.
You noticed.
You may not have a choice now, though.
How am I supposed to look at a piece of paper that asks me whether I'm married or single or divorced or separated, know what little box I'm supposed to put the X mark in? I'm sorry, my life happens to be a little more complicated
Maybe
than
you
that.
just need a little more time to think this over.
The IRS says 30 days. You figure I can do it in that?
Mom, you and Vince aren't really that close anymore.
Well, yeah, sure. We're you know, like getting reacquainted.
Fine, you've gone out with him a couple times.
A few
That
times.
doesn't mean that you're ready to marry.
No, not,
Right?
not, I'm not sure that it would work. Not
Okay,
yet.
fine. Well, there's
anyway.
other alternatives then.
Like what?
Legal separation.
Oh. Well, I hadn't thought of that.
Look, that would take care of the tax problem right now and would give you time to think it over and you wouldn't have to make a decision right away.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable even talking about
Then
it.
don't. Don't do anything you don't feel comfortable with, right? Isn't that what you're always preaching to me?
Practice what I preach, you
Exactly.
mean?
Pretty sound advice.
You think we could convince the IRS of that?
Maybe. Mom, are you feeling kind of trapped right now?
Why would you even ask that?
What I mean is, if you can get out of this whole thing if you want to.
Are you saying that you think that I should divorce Vince?
Do you want to tell me what you're up to?
Do you or do you not want a job as a photographer?
What do you think, I'm carrying this around for the file?
Then let me have it for a few minutes. Believe me, I want to help you.
What's the deal?
Mitch, I do understand. I know you can't work at a bar forever. You want more out of life.
I want a job. I can find it myself.
Right, well, then
Thank
let me help you. I know it's been tough for you since you got to Bay City, and, well, you made a lot of people respect you. I like that.
Even though there were a couple of times that I was about to split.
But you didn't.
Because you kept me here.
Because I believe in you, that's all.
Well, sometimes that's all a person needs.
Okay. So then let me help you now. If it doesn't work out, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'll be looking for a new bartender, or I'll be mixing margaritas come 5 o'clock. Thanks.
There were some good times here.
Yeah. It was a real ball. In fact, I'm going to miss your certain kind of charm.
I'm sure I'll miss you, too.
But we will see each other, won't we?
A couple of times a week.
I mean, if I need a bartender, you could.
Only thing you've got to do is whistle. You do know how to whistle, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. You just put your 2 lips together and blow. Listen, why don't you get out of here and let me do my stuff?
I think you already have.
I am gonna miss you. Go on, get out of here.
Hello there, Felicia. Wonderful
Hi,
to see
honey.
you.
It's nice to see you. Sit down, please.
Thank you. Well, now, you wanted to tell me how Brava is going to win a Pulitzer Prize?
Because you are about to hire a photographer that's going to win it for you.
And who is this creative genius?
Mitch Blake.
I could not possibly work with Mitch
Mac,
Blake,
how do
Felicia.
you know that unless you try?
The man almost single-handedly ruined my entire life.
Just look at his work, please.
I mean, I can't forget what happened between him and Rachel. Where was this taken?
Puerto Vallarta,
That's exquisite.
isn't it?
There's just too much bad blood between Mitch and me. Look at that detail there, would you?
Now, Mac, bad blood can be cured just like anything else if you give it a little effort.
Hey, these are good.
Aren't they?
They're very good.
I knew you'd feel like that. Look at this one over here. Now, look at that layout. Good.
He is talented, all right.
Excuse me, Felicia.
Mitch, Mac and I were just looking at your work.
You shouldn't have done this. I'm sorry, Mac. I didn't know anything about
likes
this.
it. He thinks you're very
Would you
talented.
leave us alone, please?
Yes, of course. Excuse me, Mac.
I'll get these out of your way.
Felicia didn't mean any harm.
That's not the point.
Or just looking at a few pictures, why make a big issue?
They're my photographs, and I'll decide who sees them.
They're very good, anyway.
Well, if I need a reference, I'll have someone call you.
When are you gonna get the chip off your shoulder, Mitch?
You don't plan on hiring me, so why should I waste your time and mine?
Zach is going to be right over and help you guys out with your return. No problem.
Oh, that's
okay?
great. Are you leaving?
I have to, Mom. I got a history final tomorrow.
I loved history. I remember... Hi, can I help you?
Beer.
History was my absolutely favorite, not to mention best subject back in Paraguay.
I remember. say maybe you can help me out. Do you know anything about foreign policy during the Vietnam War?
Well, yeah, a little bit. What do you need to know specifically?
Well, I know that the younger generation was against it, so there weren't a lot of volunteers, were there?
No, I think they had some kind of lottery thing, and if your number came up and you weren't in school, you didn't have much choice.
Well, I'm sure glad I wasn't 18 back then, because I would have probably left the country.
Well, if you were drafted, it would have been your duty to serve.
Vince, the war was a mistake.
Hey, we should have won that war, and we would have won it if our objectives had been defined.
What objectives? Killing a lot of innocent village people, women and children, that kind of thing?
Hey, nobody says war is pretty.
It was slaughter, Vince.
What do you know about it, Hot Shot? Were you there?
No, I wasn't.
What about you, Ace?
No,
And how do you know what happened?
but they lived through it. I read the papers. I watched the news on television.
The television let you know about the 4- and 5-year-olds that were throwing grenades at us? Did they tell you how difficult it was for us to tell who the enemy was and who he wasn't?
Look, it was a lousy war, but that doesn't mean you can just walk out and leave those people
They
there.
didn't want us there, man. And nobody wanted us back here either.
Yeah, well, I was proud of the guys who went over and served their country.
Well, there's nothing to be proud of. Because all that war did was take kids like him out of their houses and off the farms. They gave them a rifle and a uniform, and they dumped them into the middle of the most chaotic, ill-defined, free-for-all bloodbath this country's ever seen. You know, after you finish up with something like that, it's a little bit difficult just to head on home like nothing happened.
Oh, wait a minute, I know you. Aren't you...
Yeah. And I just lost my appetite.
Well, must have banged up his leg in the war.
Who is he?
Yeah, a beard. And it threw me for a minute, but that was John Hudson, all right.
Michael's brother?
Yeah. He was a really great basketball player. Oh, his picture used to be splashed all over the sports pages.
You must have had a rough time over there.
Maybe I should call Michael.
I can't believe that was John Hudson. I mean, he was the state MVP back in '67. The whole city was behind him. I mean, it was magical. You had to be there. On the basketball court, John Hudson could do no wrong.
For the Lancers, number 17, John Hudson.
We're depending on you, John. You're our ticket to the state championship.
Gonna be me, and you know it.
I don't base professional judgments on personal feelings. For one thing, it's not good business.
Even if I came between you and Rachel.
That's all in the past.
What are you saying, that it doesn't matter?
You don't have to remind me about you and Rachel. I'll never forget those days. It was the most painful period of my life.
Well, that's just the point. You couldn't hire me if you wanted to, so I think we just should forget it.
Now, just hold on. Your work is extremely good. I'm impressed in spite of myself.
You don't have to say that.
I know I don't have to say it. It happens to be true.
Well, thank you. It means a lot to me.
Now, I think maybe we could work something out.
You know, I really don't think that there's much chance of that.
I'm a fair man, Mitch. I'd like to think that I have the integrity to judge a man on his merits.
Well, thank you, but I think we should just forget it.
No, hold on. Let's just explore it a little. You could freelance at first.
Are you saying that you would give me a shot?
We'll call it a trial period. Not making any promises.
I'm not asking it.
And you will have to learn to work with a whole staff. I mean, writers, editors, layout people, other photographers.
And you.
And me. Your work is good, but you got to prove yourself at Bravo, same as anyone else.
I'm not anyone else.
Well, I made you an offer. You don't think you can cut it?
I can cut it.
Fine. See you in my office tomorrow, 9 sharp.
I'll be there, and I will do my best, I can promise you that.
Alicia, hi. I'm sorry I'm late.
Sorry, honey, I kept myself busy. Boy, am I a sucker for happy endings. What's the matter? Oh, you're not doing very well, are you?
No, I'm not really.
Is it John?
He suspects something. I know it, and he knows I know.
Maybe you're right. Come on, sit down. Come on. Donna, you have got to find a way to deal with John.
Felicia, Michael wants John to move in with us. How am I supposed to deal with that? And how long do you think it's going to be before Michael realizes that something went on between John and me?
Honey, you've just got to stop dancing between the two of them.
Well, what else can I do?
You've got to confront John. That's what.
No, I don't think I can.
Honey, you've got to find out what's going on in his mind.
But I am afraid if I start talking to him about it, that I could lose Michael forever.
John Hudson was everybody's hero. Well, he could have had a really great career playing in the pros.
Boy, it must have been hard for him to adjust to that cane then.
Yeah, he must have had a pretty rough time over there in the war.
I shouldn't have kept on about Vietnam.
Well, you couldn't know. He's obviously bitter, and anything sets him off.
Hey, thanks for calling. What happened? Where's John?
Oh, we were talking about Vietnam, and he overheard.
Pretty wound up, Michael.
And I shouldn't have gotten him so riled up, but he charged out of here.
Where'd he go?
Oh, I don't know, but he left a lot of burned rubber behind him.
He went up Parkside, if that's any help.
Parkside, the high school's up there, thanks. Your hometown. This is your hometown. This is your hometown. This is your hometown. 65 tension was running high at my school. A lot of fight in the black and white. There was nothing you could do. The cars lit a light on a Saturday night. In the backseat there was a gun. Words are fast, shotgun blast. Troubled times they come in my hometown. In my hometown. In my hometown. In my hometown. How many streets, whitewashed windows, and vacant stores? Seems like there ain't nobody wants to come down here no more.
Ladies and gentlemen, game time. 56 to 56, no time remaining. Hudson at the free throw line. He shoots. It's up.
Don't touch that.
Now the next part of Another World.
Well, how'd the Lancers do this year?
Oh, we got killed. Same as every year.
Are you kidding? We used to be number 1 in the state.
Woodrow Wilson hasn't had a winning team since my old man was here.
Do you play for the Lancers?
Yeah.
No wonder they're going down the tubes.
What?
I saw you shoot. And who taught you to dribble like that?
Well, he sure didn't have a cane, man.
What's your name, kid?
Chris.
Chris, huh? Hang on to this, Chris. Give me that ball, boy. Get out of my way.
No way, man. Lucky shot. How do you do that?
Here, I'll show you. When you're going for this long shot, concentrate on the back of the rim and then follow through. All right?
Right.
Now, look. When you're making a shot, you got to concentrate on the back of the rim, and your arm is an extension of your brain. You guide the ball into the net. It's okay. I didn't make it first time I tried it on. Hold up a minute. Let me see you dribble. No. Keep the ball into you. Keep it in.
Hudson dribbles the ball. Left, right.
Is there any way out of this mess?
I'm not a tax specialist, Vince. All I can do is give you some legal advice.
Well, where do we go from here?
Well, first you should get your marital status worked out.
How?
Well, you could file for a legal separation or a divorce. I mean, whichever way you want to go, that's up to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you a lot for coming over.
Sure, anytime, Mary.
I think Mary and I are gonna have to have a long talk. But, hey, thanks, Ed.
Hey, well, listen, give me a call when you decide what you want to do. Look, nothing's written in stone, okay?
Yeah. Oh, hey. Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know bringing Zach over would get you this upset.
Who's upset?
Look, I understand.
No, you don't. Just the onions.
How's that? Isn't easy, is it?
Definitely not easy.
We gotta talk about it. Can't avoid it anymore. We gotta decide where we stand.
Hey, who's avoiding?
Do you want to stay married to me, Mary?
I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm going to give it my best.
Can't ask for more than that.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Right. Thank you.
Alicia, I don't ever want to lie to Michael. But I don't even know the truth myself. What if it turns out that Michael isn't the girl's father?
Now, wait a minute. Didn't you tell me that to know for sure you could take this, cell test?
Yes, but John would have to agree to that.
Honey, then you're going to have to level with him. Especially if the three of you are going to live under one roof.
I know. Michael wants so much to be a whole family. But how am I going to approach John? What am I supposed to do? Just walk up to him and say, "Excuse me, can we talk about that night in the back seat of your car?"
Donna, I don't know. Maybe you could talk about Marley and Victoria. I mean, one thing could lead to another.
Oh, right. That's exactly what I'm afraid of.
Good afternoon. Excuse me?
Alan. Oh, you didn't. How sweet you are.
Well, I'm afraid they're probably pale in comparison to you. Hello, Donna.
Dr. Glazer.
Well, you certainly know the right thing to say. You think you could say the right thing to my friend here?
Oh, no. Do you want to talk?
Actually, I would love to, and I promise I won't take up much of your time.
Oh, don't be silly.
Listen, I've got to straighten something out with Mitch, and let me put these in water. Go take a table. I'll join you in a minute.
Okay.
All right?
Don't be long.
I won't. Thank you.
Here, let me grab it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Now, what's on your mind?
Well, Michael's brother.
John's staying with you and Michael?
Yes.
Has he said anything?
No, and that's what's tearing me apart. Dr. Glazer, I don't know if I can stand to be in that house another day.
Hey. Do you still want to be Mrs. Vince McKinnon?
I'm just getting used to being Mary McKinnon.
It's not the same thing, is it?
I don't understand why we both should have to make these huge, dramatic changes in our lives just because some stupid computer over at the IRS decides to get huffy about it.
Well, maybe it's better to have it this way. Who knows how long we would have gone avoiding the issue.
Oh. Well, I guess there's something important here that I've been forgetting.
What's that?
How do you feel about it?
You're my wife.
Well, yeah, but you lived single a whole lot longer than we were ever together.
Yeah, it was rough at first. You know, especially when a kid's very young. But, yeah, I got used to being single again.
Well, I want you to know that if you just want to continue that way, that's fine with me.
Mary, I like being married to you. Even now. I mean, when we're only married on paper.
Well, it's hardly fair to you.
Do you hear me complaining? Seriously. I've gotten used to you being around again. It's a nice feeling. Of course, that's not being fair to you.
No, I like being with you. It just gets a little difficult sometimes.
Yeah, like when you're trying to explain it to people.
When I'm trying to explain it to myself.
You know, it's been hard for you since you got back to Bay City. And I'm sorry that I made it harder sometimes.
No, I like being here. I've loved getting to know the girls again. getting to know you again. You've been so patient with me. I want you to know that that's really appreciated. It's all so new to me. For the first time that I remember, I feel free. And yet I feel that I belong someplace. You've made it really comfortable for me in what could have been a terrible situation, and I want you to know how deeply grateful I am to you. But I guess that doesn't solve our problem, does it?
I wish it did.
If you're asking me if I want a divorce, I guess the answer is no. Because that would be admitting that there really isn't any hope for us.
Are you saying there is? Are you saying we really might get back together again?
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, there's always hope.
Come on now, keep it in your body. Keep it in, work it. Move it, come on. Back again, let's go. All right, now set it up and shoot. My, yes? Yeah! All right. I did it.
Did real good, son.
I gotta make tracks. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe.
Great. Hey, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Just win a few games, okay?
Let's drink to your new success.
And the lady that made it all possible.
Why, thank you, sir.
I think I better get moving before the camera shop closes.
And good luck.
I'll see you later.
Listen, I'll keep the champagne on ice. I mean, you may want to celebrate later.
Look, if you do decide to confront John, I just want you to be sure, in your own mind, what it is you want to say.
I promise I will think things out very carefully.
You've come a long, long way, Donna. Whatever you decide, I just want you to be happy, but as your doctor and as your friend, I would hope you'd see this thing through.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I intend to.
Good girl. That's my girl. Now, look, you feel free to call me anytime.
I will. And thank you. Thank you for being here for me today.
I'm here for you. Bye.
How's Donna?
In need of a lot of moral support. Yeah, I know. I'm late, my dear. I really have to go. I'll call you later.
Yes, I'll be right here.
Okay. Why does it always have to be like this, huh?
I know.
Especially when you look so ravished.
Oh, aren't you nice?
No, you're nice.
Thanks for the flowers.
I'll call you.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Do you have any idea what you're going to do?
Oh, yes, I've decided.
Good.
I have decided I have no other choice. Felicia, I can't live like this. I have to face John.
I'm proud of you. It's a big decision.
Well, thank you. But I also know I have to do it quickly. I have to talk to John tonight.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last.
What are you thinking about, pal?
This part of Another World was brought to you by Safeguard, the soap created especially for protection against body odor.
Are the parents of today raising illiterate children? Lynn Cannon takes an in-depth look at the quality of education in Louisiana in a special News Center 6 report tonight. Stay tuned now for Santa Barbara next on WDSU TV 6.
Yeah. After that, Carla doesn't have a ghost of a chance in her new haunted house on Cheers. Then, on L.A. Law, Cusack inherits a murder. Grace's AIDS case backfires, and Becker gets dunked on a basketball court when Cifuentes resigns.
Join us each weekday for the continuing story of Another World.